As a recovering English major, I find it necessary to, well, create something that would hold me accountable for any future reading endeavors. Ergo, this channel. My name is Kelly, and I read books. Or at least I used to. It's been about a year since I graduated. I have only finished 2 books. Both of them were anthologies, I guess. One was very difficult to get through, and the other one was a David Sedaris book. So what this video will be about is me sharing my reading list for the rest of this month, because it's for August, if you haven't noticed, and August has already started. So yeah, and at the end of this video, if you don't want to see it, it's just like the future of this channel, etc. Whatever. My TBR, I guess. Or I guess currently reading, as Goodreads would call it. Alright, so let's get to it. First book, Emma by Jane Austen. I'm super excited for this, especially since I love Jane Austen. Well, I don't know. I went back to Pride and Prejudice and I still can't stand reading it. But I do love the adaptations though. However, Jane Austen is awesome, and when I become an English teacher, I will be assigning it, but hopefully teaching it in a way differently than I've heard of it being taught. I was never taught Jane Austen in high school, only in college. I have read the first, couple dozen pages, and it's got a nice setup. I think it's taking a little bit longer to set up than the other ones. Yeah, I'm liking the main character so far, even though I don't think I meant to like her. I just don't know, because Jane Austen tried to make Elizabeth Bennet very likable, and I don't like Elizabeth Bennet, and every time I read it, Pride and Prejudice, and she tries to make Emma Woodstone very unlikable, but Emma is one of the favorite characters of all of her characters. You don't want to hear me talk about Jane Austen forever. You didn't sign up for that when you clicked on this, so I will not allow you to suffer. Next one is Dress Your Family in Corduroy and Denim by David Sedaris. Wow, that cover makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm really enjoying it so far, as is usual with David Sedaris. Next one is Our Religions, edited by Arvind Sharma. I'm not gonna read this whole thing this month. That is too much. I could if it just wasn't so academic. If you were majoring in theology and you were to take an introductory class where they talked about all the religions, I could see this totally being one of the textbooks, and I'm sure that happens with this book specifically, because it's great to study from, but reading for entertainment, not so great. So it's about the 7 major religions, and I feel that every time I talk about religion, unless it's Catholicism, but this isn't even talking about Catholicism, it's Christianity, so I will even be learning a lot from that chapter. But I struggle to even be an authority on Catholicism, even though I grew up in the Catholic Church my entire life and grew up serving the church, and I'm pretty sure it's how I got into college because of all my volunteer work with them and all that stuff. It's just how I spent my time in the Catholic Church, and yet I don't even know that much about the church teachings and such. But nowadays we try to act like an authority on certain other religions, and we don't know what the hell we're talking about on both sides. So I'm very much guilty of that, and I want to educate myself as much as possible. Also, since I get a lot of my books from book sales, like Friends of the Library book sales, so I will end up getting a lot of nonfiction. So what's going to happen with these nonfiction books is I'm not going to read a full textbook in a month or anything like that. I am going to read them 1 chapter or section at a time. So for the 7 major religions, there are 7 chapters. I'm going to be reading the 2nd chapter Buddhism, which is, it's between these two sticky notes right here. I'm a few pages in. So, Buddhism chapter of Our Religions. The last book that I will be reading is Peter Hunter and the Minions of Mara by Janie St. Clair. This is the first in a series called Freelance Exorcists. I don't believe the other ones are published just yet. This one just came out this year. And it is self-published. And I started it. I read the prologue and the first chapter. Yeah, and it's pretty good. Like, I know that since it's self-published, we hold them to a lower standard, but I was reading it and I'm like, this could be published by like at least a small press. And actually, this is what influenced my decision to skip the first chapter of Our Religions. So this book is actually what influenced me to skip the first chapter of the Our Religions book and just go straight to Buddhism, because it turns out that each book of the series is about a different religion. And I don't know if the method of exorcism is a different religion each book, or if the entire situation, including demon possession, etc., is reminiscent of a different religion each time. So this first book is about Buddhism, and I thought it would be really great to pair it up with reading about Buddhism. Yeah, so I'm really excited. It actually hooked me in when I was first reading. And it's pretty well written. So, and I will be reviewing this in a video, I believe, next month. I just need to get settled into this channel and all of that good stuff. So, that's my TBR. If you just came here for the TBR, you can leave. I will just talk about the future of this channel in case you ever want to be a subscriber or something. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. As per BookTube tradition, I will be doing a TBR every month or possibly every season. And each month or season, I will be reviewing one of the books that I read. What else will I be doing? Oh, I wrote it down. How could I forget the word vlogs? I don't have a camera, so I'd love to bring my phone into a Friends of the Library book sale and just show you my whole process with that. It's great. That's where I get all my books because I am poor. And I'm not one, well, I shouldn't say that. I'm not one to be seduced by an amazing cover, even though I will be entranced by it for a while. Do you hear that? My cat is peeing. Okay. Do you want to see him? He's looking out the window. There's this other black cat across the street, and he goes insane whenever he sees this cat. So, what am I saying? The future of this channel is reading list, occasional review, and vlogs. So, discrete vlogs of Friends of the Library book sales, maybe 24 or 48 hour, reading marathons. So yeah, that's my channel. I hope that you'll enjoy it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and happy August and happy reading.